Welcome to another Member Monday Spotlight. I'm so excited to be here today with a longtime friend of mine, Angela Ruiz. A lot of you already know her, love her. She's a big time networker here in the Triad. And for those of you that don't know her, this is a great opportunity for you to get to know Angela. Angela has a lot of different irons in the fire, pies in the oven, however you want to turn a phrase it. She always has something exciting going on, and she's here to share with us today about her qualified connections, which is her newest endeavor. Angela, welcome. Thanks for being here this morning.
Hey, Terry, thank you so much. Hey, y'all. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I really appreciate that. I'm super excited to be here and kind of explain it to everybody. Actually, Terry, this is so not a new endeavor.
That's so awesome. And I can't wait to hear a little bit about it. I do want to let our listening audience know that our internet's been a little touch and go. So we might freeze and we're just going to laugh it off and keep going. And I apologize for some of that. But at the end of the day, you can only do what you can do when you're doing these things remote like we are. So just bear with us while we work through some of that kink. But tell us about qualified connections. What do you mean it's not really a new thing? And what is it that you're doing?
Oh, awesome. Thanks for asking. So, Terry, I've actually been doing these types of referrals pretty much for several years now, multiple years. Really, my heart has always been set with building relationships with people. Ever really since I can remember, I always built relationships, like more probably in the last 6 to 8 years. I've really been just hardcore mission related into building relationships and helping, small businesses, my colleagues and what have you, gain business. And through building the relationships, I feel like I'm helping out the local economy here, and I'd want the same. If somebody were to refer something that we offer, I'd want the same. So I'm just giving back, really. But Qualified Connections LLC came, I want to say, about 6 months ago. He took me aside and he said, Angela, you could really turn this into something, something professional and help the community. And I couldn't believe I hadn't thought of it myself, really. But I took that and I ran with it, and I pretty much reached out to all the people I was already referring to, on a pretty consistent basis. And I asked them about it, and they were all for it. I'm really grateful that it worked the way it worked, and now I have the ability to use this as a resource, a platform, a base, whatever you want to call it, to really support our community. So we do have little pods everywhere in the communities, things that we do, the land, about the landscaping and the wood flooring and my inspirational speaking and keto, and all these things are all tools in my toolbox to help people. But like this Qualified Connections LLC kind of gives me a base to do it from. So now it's real, it's legitimate, and there's actually more value added to it now that it's, a real business. So I'm super excited about it. We just passed our first quarter, and I know I'm so excited. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Qualified Connection grows.
Excellent, excellent. So you touched a little bit on the value that you bring, and you've got like these pods. So explain to us what really makes Qualified Connections unique as opposed to like your typical BNI referral group or something like that.
Qualified Connections is a very unique service in so many different ways. What I think makes it so much different than maybe some of the referral sources that people are used to these days. They're online. You go to the website, you type in an inquiry form, and sometimes you even pay for a lead. But that's just quite it. You don't know who you're reaching out to. You don't know who's going to reach out to you. And you don't know how many people are going to reach out to you or if they're going to reach out to you. So I took all of those things that I experienced as a small business owner, and I put them all together. Well, if I want to reach out to someone, I want them to be local. I want to know who they are. I even maybe want to see them face to face. And I want to know what their reputation is. Like, I want to know who I'm paying. If I'm going to pay $40 or whatever the amount is for a referral, notice I said referral, not lead. If I'm going to pay that, I want to know exactly what I'm getting. So I believe that that's some of the added value that I've kind of created with this. So for instance, I've built relationships with multiple entrepreneurs in multiple different industries. And with each client, there's a different set of preferences. So I've gotten a few in each industry, and we've gotten together and we've talked about, what makes this unique. And what could make it unique is, let's say someone comes to me and says, "Hey, Angela, I need a roofer." Well, we're going to talk, or we would have already talked, and I would have gathered some of their preferences. Maybe a single mom, maybe someone who lives in King, maybe Greensboro, maybe there's multiple dogs. You have to think of all of the different things that make them them. And then I can help determine which contractor might suit them best. So maybe the single mom comes to me and says, "Hey, Angela, do you happen to know a women-empowered business?" Certainly I do. Maybe somebody who lives in Greensboro or King says, "Hey, Angela, do you happen to know a quality contractor that works out my way?" I certainly do. So I can't send one business who doesn't work in Greensboro to Greensboro. So I'll pick all of those different things. I'll meet all of the criteria that both the business and the client has requested. Now, I can't do everything. So we might have to say, okay, well, all of these criteria is not possible, but we can meet this one, and this one. And then basically I connect them either through email, various different social media resources, and then I get them together. Also, what makes this service unique is not only is it no charge for the client, but do I make sure and follow up with them after either the initial connection or the services to make sure they've gotten what they were looking for. And if they weren't, I'll work harder to see if there's another connection that I can connect them with. Sometimes it's not possible, but I will try my hardest, and I will make sure that I stay in communication with them with everything that's going on from start to finish. And it's also an exclusive service, so I'll never send the same referral to two different businesses unless the first business says, "Hey, Angela, I'm strapped, I can't do it." So it's an exclusivity portion of it where they only get sent to one business. And to me, that's extremely important.
Absolutely. So this sounds great. It's free for the homeowner or for the individual. The businesses then, I guess, are paying a referral fee, kind of like you would find through, I don't know, I know insurance companies have this a lot where they're buying referrals or buying referral lists or leads lists, and they're spending usually around $25 a lead. So it's kind of like that. They're spending a money for a specific referral as opposed to a lead. So it's nice and warm. I love that you make that introduction and that you do that follow-up afterwards too, just to make sure everybody's being well taken care of. So when it comes to qualified connections, what should people be listening for to know that you're the best solution for their referral?
That's a really good question. And a lot of times I forget to mention this, but it's super important, and it's what makes what I do very unique. The way that we built this business is it's based off of the niche of home services contractors. So it's essentially for homeowners or businesses, but mostly homeowners that have contractors come out to them. So if the contractor never visits their property, then it wouldn't be a good fit. But basically, because I'm already in communication with the client, that arena is going to be what makes the best fit. So roofers, wood floor installers, painters, plumbers, good gracious, it goes on, HVAC, all the people that would come out to your house would be considered a part of the home services business. And the cooler thing with this, not only is it a free service for the community, not only does it help build the community, but it also helps small businesses grow, which I think, all of that is like fivefold, right? Tenfold is that not only do I feel like I'm helping out the client, to me, it's super serious to have somebody's trust. To me, I don't take that lightly. And so they've come to me asking me for help. And so I'm going to do the best I can to make sure that I connect them with who I can, who fits them best. And then also helping the businesses grow. To me, that's like a phenomenal way to keep, our economy in our economy, like keep our money in our economy. It's just by helping each other. I don't know. That's just really dear to my heart.
I love that. And it's so important to just keep your ears out for those business owners who are coming out to your house, your polished concrete companies, your basement repair people, your foundation people, your windows and doors, pretty much anybody who's going to come out and do some kind of service on a property. They might be a good referral for Angela. So be listening out for that. And be listening out too. I know you didn't mention this, Angela, but if they're a business owner who maybe is already buying leads, but they're getting a little frustrated because it's not producing for them, they might be a good referral for Angela for this Qualified Connections organization, because they can probably save some money and get something that's actually going to produce for them, because it's going to be a vetted lead for them.
You're right. If you hear someone saying, "Oh, I need more work," or you hear someone saying, "I am just having the hardest time finding a plumber," it's little tips like that can help you. Someone that knows about Qualified Connections say, "Hey, actually, I think I might know a referral service that might could help you." And the cooler thing is, these are not just leads, like you mentioned. These are actually qualified referrals, which is so much different. Pretty much the clients that reach out to me are what you might consider your warm market. So not somebody that you actually have to sell. They're already interested in that product, and they've come to me because they can trust me enough to provide them that particular source. So, and as far as the affordability, I think you're absolutely right on that as well. It's not a lead, it's a referral. And there are several different programs too right now. And I think both of them are super affordable as far as getting what you paid for. And I need people who like supporting and helping other businesses grow too, because let's be honest, Terry, this is a brand new business model. I mean, this is first of its creation. So I would really appreciate, if a small business does or local business does, would consider Qualified Connections. I need them as much as they need me. That partnership is crucial. Like, they could give me feedback on what I could do better to provide a better service for them, so that it provides a better service for the client, right? And then vice versa, I'm providing the services to them. So like, I feel like it's a real mutual thing, and they could help me as much as I could help them.
So speaking of them coming to you, what's the best way for somebody to make that introduction of somebody who might be a good fit for qualified referrals?
Well, the phone number, you can call me or text me, but really let's talk first. 336-413-0395 is the official phone number for Qualified Connections LLC. You can also reach out to qualifiedconnections@gmail.com. You can also find my digital business card on the web at www.qualifiedconnections.com. And if you're not sure if it's me or not, there's a wonderful picture up there just to prove that it is.
Fantastic. And what I'll have you do too is I will have you drop your contact information in the comments below so that people have that. We do inside of Asso-SHE-Ation have a member directory. So if you're not listed in the member directory, make sure you get there, because that would be a good way to get some additional exposure to.
I totally forgot about Facebook, but can I just mention that particular group, your particular group, is awesome. I really appreciate the work that you put in to the group, and I feel like it's pretty beneficial for all of us all the posts that you put. Like, I don't know how you do it actually, but you're pretty consistent with your posts. And so I think that I speak for some of the other members, for most of them, when I say that we appreciate the efforts that you put into the group, you and all the other, I'm sure there's a few others, but thank you. It means a lot.
Well, thank you very much for seeing that, for feeling that, and for sharing that. That really means a lot to me, to know that people are appreciating the work that does go into it, because there is a lot of work that goes into having some consistent content there that people can engage with on a regular basis. And sometimes it does kind of feel like we're talking to nobody because nothing happens. But look, we're all business owners. We're all busy. We're all running our own show. And at the end of the day, sometimes people just don't have the time to get on Facebook today. That is okay. It happens. So why are you part of this group? So you mentioned you love being here, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Why do you love being part of it?
Well, as I said before, and I just can't say enough of it, but like I'm always about building relationships. And that's just me. Like I'm the extrovert who goes and says hi to everybody at a meeting. Like I'm just that person. I don't know, maybe I like to see people smile, but more than that, like I just like to help people. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm part of the group. And I was part of the group earlier on, so before it ever became that. Um, I don't even, how long has it been on?
We have been in existence since 2017, I think, like September of 2017.
Wow.
Yeah. But we
Talk
really
about
transitioned into that Facebook digital space 2019,
Mm-hmm.
2019, just before everything broke loose in 2020. We transitioned heavily into the digital space. So,
And then it kind of changed over time.
yeah.
So it was kind of interesting to watch it morph, like the family like morph from what it started out as to kind of what, we all kind of chatted about it and decided, okay, this is where we're going to go next with it. And the coolest thing about it is that it always was about the community. It was never about one certain person. It was always about supporting the community in general. So that's why I'm part of it, is because I can appreciate supporting the community and supporting each other. And I mean, we all need answers to questions sometimes. And where do we go sometimes to get those answers? So.
Exactly. And that's what the group was created for. It's our primary mission. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Is there anything in particular you hope to see by being a member of our group?
I love to see it when people help each other. Like even if I'm not the one doing it, like I just like to see that. So my hopes for the group on down the line is for people to know where they can go. They won't be confused. They won't, be aggravated because stuff is going on and they don't know where to come. There are a lot of groups that I'm a part of that are similar to this, and that's what I'm grateful for, is that everybody has a place to go. So I just hope that they utilize what they have. And I know I'm saying that, and I don't do it all the time, because let's be honest, we don't put a lot of our stuff out there because we're, afraid or we're concerned, but really we're all here to help each other. So let's do that. Let's help each other, and let's get over that, oh, I'm so fearful what, this group might think, and just ask the question, should I, the business questions in general. Like, I don't know. I feel like that could be part of the success of the group, is if they just started asking the hard questions and people gave the hard answers.
I love that. I would love to see that too. So I want to challenge y'all. If there is something going on in your business and you're feeling this like uncertainty, maybe there's some fear, there's a little apprehension to ask the question. You don't want people to think X, Y, and Z of you because you've asked this question. Make it a hypothetical question. Say, hey guys, hypothetically, if somebody was in an X, Y, and Z situation, what would you suggest they do? Now it's not about you. It's a hypothetical situation. and see what kind of responses you get, because that really would make this group so much more powerful. It makes it like a digital mastermind where we're here to really support each other, not just through referrals. Referrals are great, but at the end of the day, sometimes what we need support with is, I'm scratching my head about this problem and I don't know what to do with it. And there's like 600 people here that could probably help you. So I'm surely somebody out of the 600 people has had this experience before that can give you some advice.
And I'm shaking my head right now, Terry. And we, sorry, it just came up, but like you're talking about perception, and this is just like, I got to tell you, I already told you, but I want everybody else to know it's simple, y'all. Like literally my laptop was facing the other direction, and Terry kind of looked at my background. She's like, Angela, it looks like you have some better light in that, in that direction, and we won't see some of the other stuff you got. So why don't you turn? And like nobody's ever said that. So I did it, right? And now here we are. And as simple as that seems, it actually helped me so much that I may even put a backdrop thing here, so that way I can continue using it. So really, and we got to stop being so sensitive. Sometimes we are sensitive in things, but truly, I don't think we mean anything by some of the suggestions that we have. I just say we come together as a group and really help each other, and buckle down and just help each other. The hypothetical is a great way to do it.
Yeah. And if you do feel some kind of way about some advice that you got from somebody in the comments, don't keep responding in the comments to them. Maybe take the conversation offline. Let it be a phone call. Let it be a Zoom meeting. That way you can get a deeper understanding of each other, because surely, like you said, they didn't say something intentionally to hurt you or offend you. They were just trying to provide their perspective and support in whatever way they knew to do that best. So if you're feeling some kind of way about it, take the conversation offline. That's the best thing you can do. Angela, do you have any additional tips that you want to give our members to help bring them some success this week?
I would say what's really helped me recently is really honing in on like one thing. So like focus and like figure out where I want to go. So if you're in a car, right, you got to figure out where you're going to get there. Okay, you got to know. So that's where I was at recently. I was just like, okay, for me to have the success that I want, for me to have to get to my ultimate goal, I need to know where I'm going. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just if you're unsure of what you want, or you're just not sure exactly like what you should focus on, just spend a little bit of time and figure out what's most important, or a couple things that might be most important, and then just group those things together. And it really helped me in a sense of like, okay, because I do got different pods everywhere, and sometimes that can be overwhelming, but I don't want it to overwhelm me. So I had to like really pick a focus and just like, okay, Angela, this is what you can do to calm down that overwhelming feeling. And it's really helping. It's kind of like putting a GPS on and going, writing down the goal, writing down what I wanted, like seeing it did something totally different. So it works.
It shifts the energy around it. It makes perfect sense. So yeah, if you're feeling overwhelmed, there's a great book that I read a couple of years ago. I still have it. I read it from time to time. The One Thing by Gary Keller. And it talks about this focusing, this streamlining, and that's definitely a wonderful thing to do. Excellent tip, Angela. Thank you so much. And for those of you that are listening, I want to invite you. Member Monday is free for y'all. As members of Asso-SHE-Ation, this is just one way that Philip and I looked at and said, how can we bring value to this group? Spotlighting somebody every Monday is a fun way to get conversation going. and let our members be seen and be heard, because not everybody gets a chance to come out to the networking events that we do once a month. Not everybody gets a chance to participate in our fantastic Friday, which is an opportunity for you to share promotions and share links and that kind of thing. We don't want this group to become overly salesy, but we do want this group to be more focused on the relationships and being able to pass referrals. So this is your chance. If you're a member and you're watching these things and you're like, gosh, I wish I could be spotlighted, you can. You just need to get in touch with me and Philip and let us know when is a good time on a Monday so that we can get you scheduled and we can get the video online for everybody else to see. Angela, thank you so much for being with us today. I really appreciate you, everything that you're doing to support the community. I see you. I appreciate you. And I look forward to continuing to be part of your circle of influence as you continue to lift the tide and float the boats here in our neighborhood.
Wow. That was so inspiring. Thank you. And I look forward to helping as much as I can. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Right, well, I guess until next time.
That's right. Until next time, everybody, I will see you on the next Member Spotlight Monday. Bye-bye.
Bye.